All right, we got Jordan Glasgow, by the way. So, Jordan, for you, you've got to like live up to something here because you got two brothers in the NFL, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right, so do they bust your balls like, dude, you better make it here, or we're gonna laugh at you, we're gonna pick on you for the rest of your life? You are the younger brother.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, they both achieved a lot so far. They've both made it in the NFL up to this point. One's going on a second contract, one's going into his fourth year, and hopefully, he has a good fourth year. And obviously, yeah, they kind of bust my balls a little bit, but they've always done that. They
Well, that's what brothers are for,
yeah,
man. Come on.
they went
This,
to
this is my brother, and I bust his
yeah.
balls all the time.
They went to Michigan before me when I was still in high school, and they were saying about how much more successful they are than me. I mean, yeah, I'm 3 years younger than you. Like I'm not going to be more successful than an NFL player when I'm still in college. But they always joke around with me about that, and hopefully it's my turn to be as successful as they are.
Well, okay, but see here's where I don't have any listening devices on you, but I bet you've told them I'm going to end up being a better NFL player than both of you guys.
I mean,
You have, right?
I don't know about that. In some respects, in some parts of the game, I have an opportunity to make an impact, I think. It's pretty difficult. I know that my brother's going into, free agency, or he's coming up on a second contract, and he's considered like one of the best centers or slash guards in free agency. So, I mean, that's pretty hard to beat in terms of, competing with your older brother. But, I look forward to, trying to.
All right, so how come you didn't end up as big as him? Just out of curiosity.
So, my oldest brother, Graham, which is the offensive lineman, he's 6'7", 315.
Yes.
I don't know his weight. Obviously, it fluctuates. And then my other brother, who's the D lineman for the Bengals, is 6'3" and a half, 300. Probably a little bit more. So, I'm 3.5 inches shorter than him. And
100 pounds.
80 pounds less, 70 pounds less.
I was going to say 100, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about 100. That's a little
That's
much.
pretty close.
But as the line went on, we just got shorter and I guess more athletic. But
Okay, so what you get your mom's side? Is that what it is?
I mean, my mom's taller than me actually.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow. So wait a minute. How tall is your dad?
My dad's 6'2" and a half.
And your mom is?
My mom is 6'1" and a half.
Wow. Was she an athlete?
Nah.
Okay. All right.
Nah.
But that's a tall woman, dude.
Yeah, she's tall.
No, she could have played basketball.
I know.
You know?
She really missed out, but
Yeah.
she said that women didn't have the opportunity to play sports back then.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was a different world back then. Yeah, she wasn't going to make a living.
No.
She could have played some sports,
Yeah.
but it would have ended like in college or something
Yeah.
like that. Now it's it's a good thing that now women have so many more opportunities
Yeah, agreed.
in sports. There's no doubt about that. George Glasgow, by the way, from Michigan, joining us here on the program. By the way, you've got several of your boys here, and I got to tell you something. You two linemen, I like those guys, man.
Yeah,
I like what they've done. Runyon and what is it? I'm going to butcher his name.
Onwenu.
Onwenu. Thank you.
Onwenu.
Onwenu.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, we come from a very academically prestigious school or difficult school, and obviously that makes you smart in terms of football, in terms of learning installs. You can acclimate to new situations. You can learn a playbook. They go through academic stressors and mental stressors every day with school, more so than a lot of individuals at a lot of other schools. So, that just puts them in a better opportunity for something like this, where you got to learn a playbook as quickly as possible, and you gotta produce.
All right. So let me ask you for you, the transition now when you look at the pro concepts, and now that college has influenced it so much, how much change is there, or is there that much change?
I mean, there are a lot of different schemes in the NFL in terms of what teams want to do defensively. So I feel like, my last year's game from college could translate very well into the NFL in terms of, a very specific role, maybe on a specific team. And I feel like, I could transition to another role depending, going from my potential body type or my potential strengths going forward. So, I look forward to, possibly a new challenge in terms of, what a team wants me to be and, possibly continuing on what I did from last year.
Jordan, describe yourself. What kind of a player are you for the people that are listening or watching?
I would say I'm hard-nosed and I'm a smart player.
And so when at the safety spot, what is your favorite position to play? What are you better at, you feel?
Yeah, so I mean, I played Will this last season, and right now I'm playing strong safety for the West. And they both have their good things and their bad things. I mean, the Will got to bang a little bit more in the box, but
Well, it seems to me like you kind of like that, dude.
yeah, it was fun. I mean, you know, going downhill and being able to hit someone, not think about much else. They're not much better than that. But obviously, the strong safety they had me playing, I'm still playing in the box. I'm playing a little bit outside in some situations, and I'm still comfortable around that spot, comfortable guarding tight ends, and I'm looking forward to see what happens the rest of the week.
Are you the kind of guy that you don't mind if they put you in a little bit at weak side linebacker? You can be that kind of guy too, you feel?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I can gain as much weight as they want me to gain. I can get strong. I can do whatever a team wants me to do. I feel like.
All right. So this week, who's been the most challenge for you in covering and those kind of things? Who's the guy on your team that's impressed you the most so far?
I mean, I feel like the tight end from Tennessee is a really good route runner. Number 84. For
Dominic
us.
Wood Anderson.
Yeah, that's probably him. I don't know his name, but he's a crisp route runner for a tight end, and I got to give him props.
How about the North Dakota State kid, the Ellefson kid?
He's pretty good too. Yeah, we have everyone here is a great player, so you don't come here if you're not good.
Right. No, there's no doubt about that. But Ellefson to me has been a guy that plays hard, man.
Yeah.
Runs hard. Like when he gets it, like you're gonna have to hit that dude and bring him down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not that you're doing that here, because
Yeah,
obviously
it's tough.
we don't want to get
tough
people
to
injured.
tough to tell what that extra, that extra edge of people bring when you go into a live period or you go against the real opponent. When you're practicing with your team, you can't really bury anyone, you can't really knock anyone out, but you kind of keep things a lot more reserved, a lot more technical.
Michigan safety Jordan Glasgow, by the way, joining us here on the program. I can't let you go without asking you this. When are you guys going to get over that hump of beating Ohio State and getting that part of Michigan football back? Because obviously that's got to be frustrating for you in your career.
Yeah,
and longer even for John.
Yeah, it was.
For Jim, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
got him for confused.
It was frustrating. While I was there, obviously, I want Michigan to beat Ohio State, although I'm not part of the program now. I'll always be a Michigan Wolverine, and it's difficult to say how long it'll take. I mean, we have a talented team coming on defense. I know that at least. We have our whole defensive line coming back. We have a very talented Mike linebacker, and then we're going to have a very good Will linebacker as well. And then, the DBs are going to have to step up, but I think we're going to have a really talented defense, and hopefully, we can make it happen next year.
What is the ingredient that you guys are missing to kind of get over that hump that Jim's been dying to get that program over that hump?
Yeah, I mean, as a player that's sadly, and it's hard to say that's never beaten them. It's hard to say what that X factor is when I haven't seen it on the team itself. So I mean, I'm not, I don't get paid a few $1 million to coach, and that's probably why, because I don't know what it would take at this moment. But I mean, I feel like everyone's just gotta understand, gotta improve from the last year. I mean, if we become a better team than we were last year, then even if we lose to them, and then we become a better team from the last year, I mean, eventually we're going to get over that hump.
I'm not a Michigan fan, so I don't have a horse in the race, but I'm wondering, and I'm sure you get that question asked, how passionate, how give me an awkward situation with a Michigan fan. Has that happened to you, that they're so passionate and they're probably frustrated?
Yeah, I mean, I could give you a from probably the last few days. I ran into we were at an event for the Shrine game actually.
Sure.
Probably like the Sunday.
Oh, when you went to visit the kids.
Yeah, it might have been that there, but I was walking by, we were high-fiving everyone, and one of the people, maybe one of the parents or something, was like, "Hey, you're from Michigan, right?" And I was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, I might have to trip you. You keep losing to Ohio State," or just bringing it up. I'm just like, whatever. Like, I mean, you hear it enough on social media and all that, and no one really understands how much effort you really put in.
Right.
It's football is our lives. On both sides, on Ohio State side and on our side.
And the pain
Yeah,
is more
I mean,
for you guys even than fans because you're the one that's laying it on the damn line.
Yeah, I mean, that's we're fighting for our lives out there, and it's rough when fans act like they're more hurt than the players. And I mean, you can be extremely passionate about that, and that's fine, but used to hearing it. It's not like I get mad about it. I'm just like, yeah, like that's just how some people react. And
well, you got a great attitude about it because a lot of people might get mad and all frustrated about it, but you kind of, while you may not agree with it, you completely understand that this is this comes with the damn territory. In other words,
I mean, you're a fan of Michigan football. You've been a fan your entire life, and we go throughout this stretch that we have, sadly. You're gonna be upset, and when you get the opportunity, you're probably gonna say something to a player. And I understand that. Obviously, we lose. Someone points out that we lost. I can't be mad about that. It's just a fact.
Right.
So it would be a different story if they were to say that we didn't care about the game or say something along in a personal way. But I mean, when people just point out a fact, you can't really be mad. You're like, yeah, we lost. So.
Jordan, let's bring it full circle. I started the interview by asking you, do your brothers bust your balls about, taking that next step? How much have they helped you? Because I would imagine that, man, that's got to be an awesome positive to have two guys that have been through this entire process.
Yeah.
And they can walk you through everything, dog. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, they did the same thing. I came through college. I mean, they were both walk-ons. I was a walk-on.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that was an even more intense process that I needed help through than this one because I mean I was bottom of the barrel back then. So and I go to them for advice. I'm 20 years old. I hope that everyone would see me as a man. So I don't need much coaching through life as I did when I was an 18-year-old freshman in college. But when I need some advice, I reach out to them and I ask for it, and they're very helpful. They're very positive about it.
That is awesome, man. That's a huge positive because that there's all little loopholes along the way here when they're interviewing you and all that, and so they can warn you about all that stuff ahead of time. How do you think you're going to, because it seems to me like you're a cool customer, but they're going to ask you some funky questions at the combine. They're going to say, hey, Jordan, so the first time you tried heroin, how was it? And they're asking you with a straight face. They know you don't do heroin, but they just want to F with you a little bit.
That's fine. I mean, I've had my buttons pushed quite a lot by our coaching staff, and if they're going to point out my flaws or mistakes, or they're going to ask questions like that, I mean, I don't think I'm much, and that's not necessarily a challenge to any. It's not necessarily a challenge to any coaches, but I mean, I just look forward to the process, and I look forward to being myself and hopefully impressing teams with my attitude and the way I go about things.
Jordan, thank you for taking some time, man. Real pleasure to do the interview. A real pleasure to get to know you, man. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate you and wish you the best, man.
Thank you.
You got it. Jordan Glasgow from Michigan. Let's take a quick break.